So, as a target individual, you have this thing where there's a facade. People try to create a facade, try to make themselves be appearing of something they're not, in order to cover up the reality of things. Now, at this point, I know who's really in charge of this, who is behind this program, and even why I'm in this program. I know who put me in this program, and understand the concept of what they're trying to do, and truly who's in charge. I know the intelligence community, such as you know, the CIA and the DOD, and we talk about DARPA weaponry, are truly who is running this program. It'll be stupid to think that it's just like this group of radical individuals. This is BS. It's obvious. It's just like a false flagging, as you may call it, or like a false presentations of reality. Now you can hear this noise campaign, and you understand that this orchestration doesn't come from a group of like whatever facade they try to create. With me, the facade is what you see here, right? And you'll see a lot of it, of this like progressive looking, maybe like female gendered individuals, and it's BS. And they try to get credibility, because it's obvious that these people are not who they say they are. Well, they know they are. They say who they are, but they're not the people in charge of this. They're the bottom feeders. They're the perps, the foot soldiers. Even though they're not at war, they're just the people that are there to try to get you to accept this false facade. For me, they do these disturbing manipulations. You see who's talking. You even see like almost children are involved. So you understand like, oh yeah, okay, these people are training children. Like, these people are obviously, and they forced me to say that word because there's something they said before. Is you obviously knows like these people are not, if kids are involved, we talk about technology that's super sophisticated that even a child can involve themselves and be able to say the things they say. So it's obvious. It takes a brain that is totally manipulated in a spectrumism that is unbelievable. Now I'm aware, and I understand the reality of what I mean. This program is so sophisticated that everything is around you, your whole ecosystem. You heard the noise campaign. It's all orchestrated. It's all orchestrated. Everything. And these people are not the creme de la creme. They try to claim themselves to be something they're not. It's obvious they're not. And you hear these children feel so much in power when they even talk. It's like, yeah, they are. They sound like children. You hear these women, I don't even know if I should call them even that, these female individuals using these tonalities. Are we gonna meet? I was like, yes, you want to sound like that when you're not seen by me. When you see me, that tone change, because these people live like a fantasy, in the sense that this technology gives them this empowerment, like this godlike environment, because they see what's going to happen to me, they involve in what's going to happen to me, they're part of this program in that fashion. But they're weak links. Children are involved in the same things. It's not like you understand that. So for me, listen, I listen to podcasts, and I hear things they've said before. Sometime, and I think a lot of the times too, is just like me. They're forcing me to create this nonsensical, like try to connect things that are not, like this. Like, it's just me forcing myself to see something the way they want me to see. It's not even me forcing. It's them forcing me to try to connect things that are not the same. But obviously they've done things where they know what I'm gonna say. Everything that's gonna happen to me has been orchestrated. But I understand these people are just the bottom feeders. This person I was with all week, super confident about what's gonna happen to me. She walks away telling me this bad thing is gonna happen to me, and I'm like, you have no idea what's gonna happen to you. She has no idea. I see the vulnerability in this person. I'm like, oh my gosh. These people live like, is a reality for them is just, they try to block it out. And so you have these people like her. She's one of many. She look at her phone when they do something to me, and because she looked at her phone this way, I should be subscribing to this thing. Of course, I don't subscribe to it. 2 seconds ago, I was listening to this, like comical thing. It's like a comedians, and they were saying things, and they tried to make me connect to what they've said before. And like a lot of them was forced, but they have obviously said things that I'm going to hear, and they will say things that I will hear, that I will experience. I understand that, but then they try to use that moment to come in and it's like, oh, they're gonna do this and that. They're gonna like, no, whatever horrible things are gonna happen to me is because I was put in this program by this employer of mine. You guys do these horrible things to children and women, and they like sometimes they try to agitate me. It's like, oh, we choose. Basically, they're saying we could choose to be doing this to women or children, but we chose to do that to you. So saying that yes, there's people torturing children like and women in what we do, but we didn't choose to do that to them. We chose that to do to you. So they're in the same program that does that to women and children, but we're not choosing to do this to women and children right now. We're choosing this to even and they really want you to be like, oh, and that's why they can use children, and what they probably prefer to use children, because a child will be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I didn't choose that. Somebody else is doing that, but somebody else in the same program I'm in is doing that to children and women, but me, I'm not doing that to them. Right? And they try to counter and disorient you by saying things they've trained. And that's the things they do. And they tell me how I'm going to be tortured. Yes, torture is going to be horrible. I don't want it. They're in a program that is ran by pedophiles. These entities contracting these people are filled with pedophiles. These people are the bottom feeders. They're not this woke, progressive, radical group of feminists. This is the facade. This is the Psyops. This is the false flagging. There's a lot of women doing this to women. Sorry, as a woman said, there's a lot of females doing that to women. And then these people doing this to me have done this to women and children. A good portion of them. And so yes, you make me think, and I use the word, I don't like to use that word, but that's the word I've been saying, because it's the best way I can explain the way they try to force me to rationalize things. They dumb themselves down, and I'm sorry to say that they act almost retarded. They almost turn into retards. I'm sorry for saying that word, but let me just say spectrum. They are, seems like they're on some spectrum when they try to make me think in these ways, and they use this different tonality to try to soften the spectrum of what they're saying. And this word I've used, I'm hearing it again, and like they really try to force me to connect with that, because I'm like, okay, listen, this been said many times. I'm not going to be this spectrum, like, I guess. But they say something about my torture. They're like, you're gonna be feasted, right? And this person said a joke and used that word. Now, is that perhaps because they're saying that to me, and this, maybe was controlled to say this thing? Maybe, I don't know about that part. This is the things where I'm not 100% sure. It could be. It could be a thing that they force this person to say. I understand this is a global network. They can control more than one person. I understand that, but I don't know that. But for sure, they have done things where they've said something, and I'm gonna hear it later on. I understand. This is how sophisticated this technology is, and this is why I know these people are just the bottom feeders. And they want to use those moments to see them in a different light. No, if a kid, I've seen kids 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old doing the same thing. It just, I understand this is how this program is sophisticated. These people are not the most sophisticated people. Even if they're sophisticated, you don't need to be sophisticated. And I mean in an intellectual way, in a rational way. And yes, they also try to get you to accept this false persona. I said that the age they start doing the preferred type of torture. Noise campaign, as you can hear. You have to understand what you're part of. Because target individual, these psyops, these manipulations are meant to get you to accept this false persona they force you to experience. You will hear things they said. You will hear things they said from somebody else. They will say, okay, they say vinyl. Let's just say the word vinyl. Blue vinyl, right? On the news, you hear somebody say, oh, this blue vinyl. Now, this is something they knew was going to be said. Sometimes they can say something like, green plant. You hear green plant. Now you're going to try to create these connections. Oh, a green plant. Oh my gosh, this is when they force you to connect something that's not. Those moments are going to happen all the time. But when those moments come, what they're going to do is they're going to try to come in and it's like, oh, this is you, it's whatever. It's like, okay. They try to use this moment to get some credibility. No, it's not you. Yes, they want you to be acceptive of that. And then they can tell you, oh, you're going to starve, it's like, okay, all of that's going to happen to me, but I'm not going to subscribe to this false persona, this nasty pedophilia things you've been doing. That's their job, is to break you down into accepting this false identity, to break you down to accept it. But this technology is extremely sophisticated. See them for what they are, bottom feeders, working for these governmental entities that have created this program that is extremely sophisticated, that is global, that is capable of manipulations of all sorts, is incredibly sophisticated with technology that's unbelievable to even comprehend if you're not involved. But that's what they're part of. Now, do you think if a 12, 13 kids of all ages can be involved, say things that then you hear, what does it like? You should see them as that. If children can be involved in that, these people should still be seen as like, yo, listen, children can be involved in what you're doing. They brag about how they're gonna kill me or how they're killing me. I'm like, a child can be killing me the way you're killing me. But you will never gonna make me subscribe to this. And they're like, oh, we proved it. These people, everything I say, everything I'm saying has been said by others. These people have done this and have done this to many others, where they say things or they make somebody do something and that person sees something about the thing they've done happen. Somebody read a book about a place, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, later on they find out this place, something in the news happened where this person sees something happen to that place. Same thing they do to me. They do the pedophilia type of torture. This terminology is not a terminology I came up with. They force you to experience these disturbing stimulations toward children. This is something they've been doing to adults. It's systematically done. They create false personas and try to accept these false personas. They will go to a place that they know you're going to end up going and leave like threats of like red threats of things on and let you know that they've been there before you. This is not coming from me. Somebody said the same thing. That is what they do. Just like they do the pedophilia type of torture. For me, when they do the pedophilia type of torture, oh, there was. Because they say, oh, remember you as a kid. It's like, no. You manipulate me to experience what I'm experiencing. What you do is what you've done to others. What I did as a kid is a child capable of doing this. It's very impulsive, child-minded kid can do this, and it's just that. I know that you usually do the pedophilia type of torture, and what you're doing to me is the usual pedophilia type of torture. And then try to make me accept this pedophilia type of torment and say, oh, this is how you were when you were a kid. Tomorrow talking individuals understand these people will try to present themselves as something they're not. It's called Psyops, false flagging, facades. They're not the people truly in charge and orchestrating these things. They're not the architectures, but they are involved in your torment, in your program. So they will say things knowing that's going to happen to you or what you're going to experience. I understand that. Children are also involved in that. And they're going to use tonality because the confidence of what's going to happen to you is something they've seen. But they have no idea what's going to happen to them. And it doesn't take much to be involved in this program the way they're involved. And they're going to talk in the ways to try to create these ways of you wanting to, like, as if, like, like they just, they try to create a tonality of like mystique. They're trash. These people can't even say Roy Moore. These people are rammed up pedophiles. The agencies that contract these low lives are filled with pedophiles. They get humiliated by the testimonies of so many others when they try to present themselves as this whatever facade they try. They try to present them as as they try to present themselves as. Then you hear the women saying the exact same thing that you're saying. You're like, you guys are just clowns. To even try to cover that up. To all my target individuals, stay strong. I know what I'm part of and what's being like, and what these people do. Do not try to do not accept this false persona based on the sophistication of this technology. Their job is to get you to accept this falsified reality they've created. But the sophistication of the technology is really sophisticated, unbelievably sophisticated. They're gonna try to get you to accept this nastiness as if it's you organically experiencing it. They can, for me, they're like, oh, black girl, then I should be like, oh, black black little girls against the stimulation they forced me to have. And it's like, no, yeah, you were. That's how you felt when you were a kid. It's BS stuff. Stay strong and know that justice will be done.